Hello my friends and welcome back to my living room. Should I turn on the Christmas lights for some ambience? Yeah, I'm going to. It's kind of spruce it up a little bit. And I'm back. Anyway, welcome back to my living room. I got a new dress on. I've been trying to tie these strings on the dress really cutely. Is that a word? Cutely? In a cute manner, but it hasn't really been working. So eventually I will be able to. Maybe a bow tie. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. So, I thought it was finally time in my YouTube channel's life to do a storytime video. I never really thought I'd do storytime videos because I feel like I'm kind of like a chill person. I'm usually in bed by 11. I've never been kidnapped by my Uber driver. I just feel like my life isn't that exciting. I do have an exciting and weird and not normal job, but I'm like a normal person, if that makes any sense. So outside of modeling, I don't really feel like I have crazy stories. I mean, maybe I have a few. Anyway, wow, Cooper is very excited for this story time. This story time I was thinking about the other day, and it's kind of funny actually now, thinking back on it. And I definitely want to share it because it's definitely something you can, take some advice from and learn from my dumb mistakes on how to treat your body. Also, if you live in America like I do, this can show you just truly how ridiculous our healthcare system is and kind of also be like a warning to you about that if you haven't experienced it yourself. It was 2014 and this is when I had first started modeling and I was on medication for my anxiety that caused me to also have horrible depression. I already suffered from depression, but the anxiety medication that I was on made it worse. I coped with my depression by eating really bad junk food. I'm talking cheese puffs, Ben and Jerry's, pizza, all stuff that's good in moderation, but that was like a day's worth of food for me. It was just junk food on junk food. That's one thing you need to know. Second thing is I'm a giant klutz, so around this time I was getting out of the shower and I slipped on the tile and I fell and got a giant bump on my head, a bruise on my arm. It was just a mess. Of course, the day that I fell and slipped in the shower was the day I was supposed to go to some really fancy fashion party, and I really wanted to go. So I went to my hair and makeup appointment. I got my hair and makeup done, paid $150 for that. And then I get dressed and I'm walking in my manager's apartment now, getting ready, and I start to feel really dizzy. And I'm just trying to pull through it. I'm like, no, I'm good. I want to go to this party so bad. And then she's like, okay, well, I'm gonna walk you down to your Uber. And I was having trouble walking. So she's like, we should probably go to prompt care because you probably have a concussion. I was like, okay, all right. So I rolled up to prompt care in this, red lip, winged eye, my hair done, looked very, very excited to be in that prompt care. But it turned out I did have a concussion that was a sizable amount. Nothing too scary, but enough to where I shouldn't have been going to the party that night. And I was put on bed rest, not bed rest, but I was supposed to, for 2 weeks, just lay low, not do anything too strenuous, and just take ibuprofen to treat the pain. Those were the most boring 2 weeks of my life, and I dealt with it by eating really bad junk food. And I was popping ibuprofen left and right because I was getting really bad headaches from the concussion. Eventually, it dwindled in size and the headaches went away. So, a month later, after dinner, I noticed I have a very engorged, that sounds like a really gross word. Engorged, bloated, that's a better term. I had a really bloated stomach, more so than normal, and I felt just really sick. And I hadn't even eaten that much at dinner. I had had stomach aches before, but this one felt different. It's a sharp shooting stomach ache. I decided to go to bed because it hurts really bad, and I think I'm just gonna try and sleep it off. So I try to go to sleep. At this point, it's 12:30, 12:45 in the morning, and at this point, I'm in tears. The pain is so much, and it's just a sharp shooting pain in my left side. I can't remember if that's the appendix side, but in the moment I thought it was the appendix side, or I thought my spleen had ruptured. My mom had gallbladder problems, so I thought that would be something that I had. these things are going through my head of what could be wrong, because I had never had a stomach ache this bad in my life. At this point of the night, like, it's so late, prompt care is not open, so I can't go to like a urgent care doctor or something that I normally go to whenever I'm sick, like where you just walk in. So I wake up my boyfriend, because he's asleep at this point, and I'm like, Scott, I have to go to the emergency room. Like, there's something wrong with me. I think I'm dying, or my appendix has ruptured, or something is really wrong. Like, I have to go to the emergency room right now. And he's like, okay, well, like, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to call 911? And I'm like, no, I don't need the ambulance to come. Like, that seems really dramatic, because, you know, I'm not, like, missing a limb or something. So I'm like, we can take an Uber. So we took an Uber to the emergency room. We pull up to the emergency room, and we wait in the waiting room for, like, an hour and 45 minutes, or, like, 2 hours. I just remember it was around, like, 2:40, 2:50 in the morning when I finally saw, like, a nurse. And they asked me all my symptoms, ran, like, tests, you know, took my temperature, all that jazz. Gave me this little pink cup that was probably honestly just Pepto-Bismol, but I drank it and I felt better. And after doing tests and stuff, they told me that I had come to the emergency room with a bad case of gas. The technical term is gastritis, but nonetheless, I had bad gas. And that's why I went to the emergency room. So gastritis, what I had was basically a combination of eating really bad food that upset my stomach over like a long period of time, and then also the ibuprofen I was taking way too often, so it like really ripped my stomach of its like coating and like lining. That's a warning for you, don't take a lot of ibuprofen. I've switched to acetaminophen now, which is like Tylenol, and it works better for my stomach. So then for like 2 weeks after that, I just had to take this really gross, it was called like comfort gel, and I just take it every once in a while after meals, and it was to kind of help coat my stomach. That was like a real wake-up call for me. That was when I started eating healthy. I'd always had a fast metabolism, but I kind of like abused it because I thought, oh, like I'm not gonna gain weight, I can eat whatever I want. But, you know, you don't realize the internal stuff you're doing to your body when you put in junk food. And I'm not saying don't eat junk food, because believe me, I throw down on some junk food. It's just now, you know, I have a vegetable, you know, from time to time, and I work out. So it's like about balance. But the real kicker of this whole emergency room visit for gas, not that that's just embarrassing in itself, was when, you know, a week or two rolls around and I get the bill of $3,568. I remember that exact amount because I was like, holy, $3,568 for a nurse to tell me I had gas and give me some Pepto-Bismol. That's the American healthcare system for you, and I'm just telling you this because now I know better than to go to the emergency room. Even though, like, in the moment I really thought something was horribly wrong with my stomach. I thought I had pancreatitis, you name it. If it's on WebMD, I thought that I had it. Now I know, like, I'm not going to the emergency room unless like an actual organ is falling out of me, because it is expensive. Think about that when you're voting for your representatives, if you can vote. And think about how nice it would be to have free or affordable health care. That's my soapbox for the day. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this little embarrassing story. If you guys like this, let me know. I'll do more story times. I'm a little nervous because I've never done a video like this before, so I hope you guys liked it, and I hope you guys liked the tassels on my shirt. I should like go to a club just so I can be... So it's like really nice outside, and I have major cabin fever because I'm just like looking at the blue sky out the window and the birds are chirping, and it's like 80 degrees. I'm gonna go outside and enjoy this beautiful day, and I hope you guys do the same this weekend, that you have some fresh air and maybe have a picnic or do some amazing springtime activities. Or you could chill and watch something on Netflix. That works too, you know, to each their own. Anyway, I'm gonna go, but I'll catch you guys on the flip side.